Our Energy Matters with Anthony, Manna, and Dena Marie. Hello, Anthony.
Hello, Dena Marie, and here's Anthony, and we're ready to go. And I think this is episode number 5.
Yes, it is.
5. All right. So here we are. I've been because I am watching a close friend working through an illness. I've been thinking a lot about time, timelessness, eternity, etc. It's been a very illuminating time for me to consider, what this all means. I mean, when it comes down to life and death, we are in some pretty important, essential territory.
And it's been a letting go all year, hasn't it? Or a year and a half of all the things we love, and learning to just live in the present moment.
That's right. Yes. And even in passing, as we watched more and more COVID cases pass, how sad it was when families are left bereft, and so what I'm trying to do especially in my power walking meditation and my running meditation that I do early in the morning, the earlier the better, because I love hearing the birds. The first thing I do is I start with those who suffer. And I learned this from one of my masters, a Zen master by the name of Norman Fisher, who said, begin your meditation thinking of those who suffer, including yourself. But it's not a negative kind of thing. It's not a downer. It's a place for us to consider what's valuable. And not only that, but also to use your word that is so powerful, I think, is what is your intention? What is your intention?
Well, and I think too, our Energy Matter tip of the week is to watch your thoughts. So I like to say entertaining. So entertaining is if I pop into my head something sad or something that makes me want to cry, I want to look at that thought because I maybe need to cry, or maybe I need to express myself to somebody. But the most important thing is do the action after and then move on to other thoughts that lift your spirits and keep you motivated. And I was tested this week, and it's really important to go back to the things you have, your cup is full, and make sure you are humble and you are connected to other human beings who are suffering, because that makes you all that more human.
I love how you arrive at that as your final sentence there, because you wonder, where is it all going? And it is about the human connection, and it's watching my friend, watching Don's brother, 87 years old, in the hospital with these people surrounding him, so many people taking care of him. It's mind-boggling that they would know when to intervene, when to come in there, when to ask the right questions. And it was scary, but also very illuminating, and also relieving to see that there were people that concerned, and talk about the human connection, So my human connection in my writing for you, which I could do right now, is in my old guy diary. We should explain to people that we started conversing a while ago because you, and I don't have it in front of me, but you very kindly brought me onto your radio show, which is Lift Your Spirits, and interviewed me about my book, Loukas and the Game of Chance, a book for middle grade readers going on up into middle school. And you very kindly, you had read it. Yay! And, and you asked some very good questions to me about the symbolism of the snake and about the symbolism of me and my soul in that story. And then we just carried on. We just connected and started talking to each other on the phone every week. And that went on for a while, didn't it? Hasn't it?
It's almost been a year as of September. I looked it up.
Good. Okay. Yeah. And I think that it's been, what happens to me is I go to my copy of Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, Learn How to Manifest Your Heartfelt Intentions. And you can see I'm dog earing it. And it, I can't stop. I mean, I just, sometimes I open it randomly. Other times I'm looking for something really specific. And of late, it's been about time, and the passage of time and where we stand in relationship to time. I wrote, and then I started writing. And then you encouraged me to continue. And it felt very good because I wasn't writing for an editor. I wasn't necessarily writing because I wanted to get it published, although maybe someday we would. You often have said to me, sometimes it sounds like a song. And since you are a songwriter, talk about lifting your spirits, okay? That lifted my spirit. So I write each time, and let me read to you what I wrote this time in what I'm calling the Old Guy Diary. And if it gets too long, Dena Marie, if it gets too long, do the time symbol, and I'll know to cut it, and then we can pick it up again next time. Old Guy Diary, April. This is the entry of April 28, 2021, and today I'm calling it part 2, wherein, as in part 1, I take on the mantle of Dena Marie's voice, temperament, and vision. I slip into her dancer dance, her fluid energy, calling forth the title of her illuminating book, Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, and/or How to Manifest Your Heartfelt Intentions. My intention at this writing is to spark an interest among folks who listen and watch us to live a full, rich, healthful, intentional life. That's what's been happening to me because I'm reading your book. I see Dena Marie as she realizes her 5th chakra, the throat chakra. She affirms and interprets her throat chakra, if I may be so bold as to be her voice's filter, like this. This is her quote. I know who I am and what I want in life. Wow. And she awakens and embraces our shared spirit like this, quote, I am willing and able to express my vision to others, end quote. To me, Dena Marie is offering us what I call clarity at the source of burnished consciousness. She's been there. She's thought a lot. What and who inspired me to assume Dena Marie's inner voice today? A brief poem of prayer, or a prayer poem, by an obscure poet I never heard of, and I probably will never again, by the name of Hildegard von Bingen. She is a source of profoundly confident self-recognition that opens the way to a book of poems that I love. Rilke's Book of Hours by Rainer Maria Rilke, 1875 to 1926, just to give you his period of time. And her brief poem heralds for me the kind of spiritual energy and intentionality cast by Dena Marie, a celestial guardian. I told you. Listen to poet von Bingen. I mean, really listen to a few of her lines. She writes, I am the one whose praise echoes on high. I adorn all the earth. I am the breeze that nurtures all things green. I am led by the Spirit to feed the pure streams. I am the yearning for good. Oh boy, that filled me so much with what I see in Dena Marie. This poet, who came to me from some ethereal port of entry, led me to the rapture of inviting Dena Marie to write through me her medium of the day, this day, August the 4th, 2021. Dena Marie writes in the spirit of von Bingen's spiritual serenity through me. And this is what I write. I am the earth wanderer whose call beckons a hierarchy of angelic messengers. I inspire soul search. I am mentor, confidant, guru-s, guided by an assembly of spirit guards, proposing love, loving self to the rapture of healing wounds of youth, denial, dismissal, disregard. I am the alchemist of colors. I spin webs of consciousness, awakeness, pristine lightness of being. I set into motion wheels of energy, centers spiraling down the path toward souls unfettered, unchained, revealed, branded in joyful wholeness, charmed integrity, soaring into Dena Marie's safe harbor of being. What is that? Well, she writes it. Inspired or in spirit, we are moved to envision and be uniquely ourselves.
And bless you, because before I was just sitting here and I wrote, express how you feel to another for no reason at all. I don't even know why I just wrote that. It's on a piece of paper, and that's your throat chakra and your heart chakra. And I just realized what we had for the last year. We didn't judge each other. We had open heart communication. And that was just beautiful that we're just still on the same page, even though we haven't had our conversations. Our connection over the phone, because it was over the phone, may have saved our lives. Having someone to talk about how you feel without judgment.
Absolutely.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, no, and bless you too, because what was going on, I think, was just, I mean, I would be able to reveal to you, increasingly so, you know, attitude, situation, a condition that I was under physically. I went through some pretty horrible times. And also just, you know, family matters, you know, concerns about family, worry, you know, concern. I don't like the word worry, it's a dead end, but the concern is more open. It's more spiritual, I think, in terms of opening you wide enough, you know. So yes, it's been an illumination all along the way. And
maybe some things, you know, you do with a counselor, but this is a friendship. And that is a prescription, is to find someone I call it the art of visiting. We have no idea what we're going to talk about, and we just talk about how we feel, what's going on in our lives. And we used to do that with our families. You didn't have a television running all day long. You went to someone's house, you played cards, you made food together, and you sat around. You visited, the art of celestial visiting.
yeah, right. That's so
What
true.
happened?
I know, it's so true. And it's an art, you know, of giving yourself over, you know, and you know, really not having major expectations either, you know, moving the intention drives you, you know, toward that place, you know, and it really is very satisfying.
And with the chakras, we were both getting depressed, and so our higher chakras, the crown chakra, the third eye, and the throat start to close, and then we get low spirits. And by us having a conversation once a week, it lifted our spirits, so you could get that beautiful connection to your higher self, and start being a conduit, you know, for the celestial beings. And you've been writing, and it's been therapy for me and you, and it was free. How's that?
How's that? Yes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I know that, you know, sometimes we don't know why. Here you are on the West Coast. Here I am, somewhat East Coast, but more toward the middle in Ohio. And you know, and it's such a different, there are different spaces, you know, but to be able to work through that, you know, and find each other. And I think that often I talked about it as a path that you have traveled, that I joined you on, you know, and I watched others because you are a healer and you teach people, you know, your book is a manual as much as it is an introduction to, you know, to crystal reading, chakras, and energy, and so you do teach. And so there I was on that path, following your students, down to the shore, which you live close by, and and then learning from them as well, because you would often talk to me about some of your students, some of the people who came to you, clients, let's put it that way. And in your book also, those clients help to offer, they illuminate, I use that word a lot these days, but I mean, they're shedding light on a situation that may not be my situation completely. The gentleman who had lost a son, remember, in your book, who was having a hard time grieving, I do believe. And yeah, and I haven't had that happen, thank goodness, thank God, goddess, etc. But I could relate to his emotions, so. And
that's what I didn't even know what I was doing. That was like just for fun of it. One night when we were bored, we were gonna go out and listen to music, and we decided to go to my house, and I just read this stranger. And that's when it started to really be powerful, that everybody wants to be read. Honestly, that facade we talk about, we put up, we're strong, and we don't want anyone to know what's really going on. So that's why I like doing the chakra readings, because, I just did one last week to a woman I've known for a long time, got right to the point, what's bothering her, right to the point. And then we had a lovely conversation, and it's a real conversation, not the pretend we're all good. And this is why the chakra readings, I love to teach it in groups, and then they break off and they go off and they have a real conversation, not about what they bought, not about what they're wearing, or nothing like that. It's just, they'll I lost my mom too, or I understand how you're feeling, and then they're hugging and crying, and I love that because it's a real conversation.
Absolutely.
Thank you for reminding me of the stories that I put in there, because it was a manual at first, and I waited another almost year to finish it because I saw all my clients doing all these amazing things. So thank you for reminding me why I waited a year to put those stories in.
Yeah, that's good. And that, I think maybe, it's probably time for us to end our conversation today. But once again, thank you so much, for being there, and for, and I'll see you in just a little bit, and we can have a conversation on the phone, perhaps.
Yay. The art of conversation. We're going to do it. Yay. Amen.
Amen. Okay. I'll talk to you soon.